Hey guys, Manny here. You're gonna see the videos that are a little bit cut off, but this video is essentially for people that are trying to take the developer exam. I go over what course I took, practice exams, through different courses, or I guess websites, domains, and then as well as the notes I took, and I kind of go over what grade I took and what grade I got. And just a quick overview. So if you guys have any questions regarding the exam or anything that I can help you with on these steps that you guys are taking, just let me know. I'll make a video or I'll just write back to you. All right, enjoy the video. Screen. Okay, so I used Udemy. There's another course by Learn by Adrian Cantrell. I think he's really good too. But I think for me, for this time around, he didn't have his course finished, so I used Stefan. His developer course was amazing. He really goes through really everything. I'm just gonna close this down. This is probably one of the videos that I was looking at last before taking the exam. So he goes by sections: Elastic Load Balancer, EBS, EFS, and he gets more into like the developer stuff, which is the CI/CD pipeline, as well as Elastic Beanstalk with containers and serverless, right, with Lambda, DynamoDB, and you will see that these have their own long sections as well, right? And it's this kind of put a light on everything that's covered in the exam, and this is a long course, and you'll be able to digest it in periods, and it's better for me at least. I did a whole run through, took notes, and then as the days went by, I would just review the notes in my head, kind of read it out loud. Okay, it makes sense because I just had previous experience with the sysops and the solutions architect. Kind of some things were overlapping, which was great, right? But there are some things that just were not. Lambda, DynamoDB, API Gateway, SAM, Cognito. You really don't go into depth, or even X-Ray. You don't go into depth in the other certificates as much as you go into this one. So if you're new to like developing the CI/CD pipeline, serverless, just those thoughts, right? How does the API gateway work? Aliases for Lambda. It's a lot of stuff, and I think once you get the hang of it and you get your hands on, which is very important actually, just to do labs, whether it's on Quick Labs or whether it's with Wiz Labs. I think getting hands-on, or even going to the console and just like kind of going through the little tutorials that they give you, I think it's very important. So it just connects more things in your brain, right? So this is of course this was the course I used, and you have even a practice exam at the end, right, to be able to prepare you. Then the practice exams that I used were from let's see, what's it specifically called? John Bonzo, tutorials dojo, I think it is. Yeah, tutorials dojo. So I use them as well for the sysops, and I think for the solutions architect, I'm not sure. They're really good. If you want to close your knowledge gaps, and you can see I attempt 11. Like I took them multiple times just to make sure, and this goes back to October, right? Because I was just on and off, on and off. I was looking for another job, etc. It was just, things were just life. So, and it's Christmas, New Year's, whatever. So I just couldn't kind of concentrate, and I was nervous as well, right? I felt like there were knowledge gaps big enough to kind of stop me from taking the exam. I was just kind of nervous, and I didn't feel too ready. So I got more hands-on, and then I got a Wiz Labs as well. With Wiz Labs, they also give you a lot of exams, and they are different, right? They will probably close some knowledge gaps that you had with the tutorials dojo practice exams, and just you know more. The kind of wording is different. It's you could say it's like a bank of questions, but it's, I mean, at the end of the day, you're trying to learn this for the future, right? You're trying to kind of keep as much information as possible, because eventually you want to work on this. And once they give you an exam, for example, or you go to a tech interview, they're gonna ask you, hey, what's Lambda? How does it, or how does ECS work with AWS? What is AWS Fargate? Is it a managed service? What is it? What are the benefits? What's best practice? So these questions might show up in a tech interview, and you want to at least be able to give an answer or two, or at least know, oh, okay, at least I know what it is, and I can tell you this much, because those things help. Even though sometimes they're like, oh, no one really wants a complete answer, or they don't expect you to know a complete answer because career's not, you're not in the cloud, right? But you're trying to get into it. So if you know a little bit at least, you're in that world, your mind is into that, then if you say a sentence or two, you'll be set. So I use WizLabs as well, practice test questions. I did a couple of rants on these. The wording wasn't too great. I liked the Tutorials Dojo a lot better, but that's just personal choice. And then specific questions for a specific service. So if you know you're having issues with a particular service, a CI/CD pipeline, you don't understand the YAML file that you need for the build or the cold deploy. That's, it's things that, hey, I don't understand it, I need to review it, I've looked at my notes, it's just not working. So this is something that can help you, right? And of course you can see that I took most of the stuff that I didn't know, and I left the Solutions Architect, VPC, C2, S3 stuff too. I just didn't need to take those exams. I felt ready on those. All right, so once you get your certificate, this is where you put it. It's great. And then these are the certificates that I have. Okay, and I was just logging here. That was my score, 853. Pretty good, because that's better than my Solutions Architect, which I got like 840, and then my sysops where I got like actually I got 800 something, I think. But yeah, so that's what I use. Now let's just quickly look over how my notes look like. Let's see if I can get out of here. Okay, so with Stefan's course, I was able to kind of take some snapshots of, hey, this goes with this. What is blue green? I really had no idea because I'm a network engineer, or I was a network engineer, because I just changed jobs with more of a definitely with a cloud now emphasis. So it's very important for me to know this as much as possible. So this is how I take notes, take snapshots, kind of take quick little notes on everything, and just kind of go over it. Every other day I will go over it, just so I don't forget it, and it's kind of in my brain, right? But you saw I probably took a break of like a month because I was going through interviews and the whole process, and then Christmas and New Year's, I just couldn't. So I'm just gonna go over this. This might help you. You guys can take a screenshot or pause the video. Kind of take a look at how I'm taking the notes, just to highlight, especially this one. I was having issues with code build and code deploy, right? How they differentiate, what kind of templates they use, or the YAML file that I mentioned, where it must be, etc. And then Lambda as well. Lambda was long, guys. I was like, Lambda touches everything. I need to take notes. So I would just go over this. Then I would take the exams, and then I'll be like, okay, well, hey, there are some things that I don't understand. There are some things that are gaps. Why don't I understand? So I would just have this tab where I would just kind of write, okay, I don't really know this. What is it? And then I would explain it. I would watch videos if needed, because for some reason I didn't understand what that meant, or like the errors, or like I would take the exam, take like a week break or a week and a half, so I don't have the answers in my head, and then I'll just take it again. And then I still wouldn't know what it was, and that would just throw me off. Also, and that's because I didn't have any connections in my head, to be able to kind of regurgitate that information. So this helped, and that is it. So if you guys have any questions or want to kind of know something specifically of what's going on, just let me know, and I'm more than happy to help you or give you any tips. Send you the links. I'll grab the links for the courses, and I'll just put them in the description below. But yeah, if you want more information about anything, just let me know. All right.